Oh, there it is. I hear it.
That's the way we start it.
Yeah.
We both did it, and we're both wrong.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are too hot.
I get told that all the time.
You know, it's just one of those things you got to deal with.
You are now listening to...
Fuck. You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch.
Don't cover up your brand new intro. Give it a while before you start.
You're supposed to save that drop for a little bit.
Yeah, god damn it.
Right there, that's a passenger.
My intro.
Along the tarmac.
Quit prematurely blowing your wad.
You have experience with that?
I mean, doesn't every guy?
It happens from time to time.
You guys are ruining the intro.
That I am capacitated to sit in the emergency exit of this
But in the
aircraft.
event of an emergency, your regular exit might not be the quickest or safest way out.
Hey, this emergency exit is painted on.
There's no way out. There's no way out. We're doing it.
Oh, that's right. Now is the time to open your mind. In our search for the unknown, who knows what we will find? This is Emergency Exit. I am your host, Los, and hosting along with me is Nick, the fashion, mashin, flappa, shop writer.
I feel that could have gone better if you had planned it.
And also hosting with me today, as always, is Mr.
What's it going to be this time?
The producer.
All right, the pro?
The produce.
Oh, the producer.
Produce?
The producer.
I feel like I should have bags of lettuce and carrots and cucumbers with me.
I was thinking like produce, like you're really good at taking shit.
That's what I was writing right there, too.
Oh,
You're a
okay, yeah.
producer.
Lots of different meanings there, but either way, I am he.
Anyways, that is Brandon Mitchell. That is Nick Ryder, and I am Los. Thank you guys for joining once again. How are you guys doing, you two? You guys are okay?
Great,
Man.
great.
We are streaming again on Facebook Live for all you guys that want to check out our pretty faces. Even though we have faces for radio, we are ready to give you guys
Speak for
the
yourself.
lowdown. Well, okay, maybe I have a face for radio. Nick is obviously a male model.
I mean,
That's
I
why
am
we.
just a stunning.
Why have I named you the fashion
individual.
in the first place?
Yeah,
is-
that's right.
where it
I mean,
comes
if
from.
this generic Ross special Hawaiian shirt doesn't give away my fashion sense, I mean,
Well, don't say it's raw. Say it's from Nordstrom's, and you know.
and then all of a sudden it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
can get away at Nordstrom Rack, too. Half price.
All right, you guys. This is episode 40. Today is June 26, 2017. We are broadcasting from Los Studio here in Austin, Texas. Next week we are going to be at Adalbert's Brewery. We're going to be doing a
is that
live
next
show
week
there.
already?
Next week on the 6th. I'm sorry, it'll be on Thursday.
That
okay.
is, yeah. next
Thursday,
week.
July 6th, which is next week. So we won't have another normal show on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It'll be on Thursday. BTW, reason why we are filming on Monday is because I am joining a bowling league, which starts tomorrow.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Fuck it, dude. Let's
Do
bowl.
it. Let's
And,
end the show right now. Do it.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're
Yeah,
out of here.
all right.
Bye.
All right. So, I'm doing it
pretty
for
cool.
work. It's like a work
Are
thing.
you gonna drink White Russians the whole time?
Now, I don't like White Russians, man.
How could that? What?
I just don't like the chocolate and milk.
There's no chocolate.
Yeah, it's like a chocolatey
No,
milky-
it's vodka. It's a bit of coffee liqueur and then milk.
Yeah, but it tastes like chocolate milk. That's what it is, and it's like.
And how could
why would you want
everybody
milk
in the
and liquor
world loves
together?
chocolate milk? Even lactose intolerant people
Listen,
love chocolate milk.
I love chocolate milk. I don't
Then
like
problem solved.
but it tastes like sour because it's got that alcohol taste to it, which you don't want.
Then
when
you should make it a Colorado Bulldog.
Ew, that's Coca-Cola, right?
It's just got a little of Coke in it. Like it's a
Ugh.
White Russian with just.
Have you ever
Little-
taken a pint glass and put a bunch of Coca-Cola and then poured milk into it? Have you ever seen what happens to that
yes.
Coca-Cola? It turns clear.
Really?
It's disgusting.
Have you ever?
And it
yeah.
coagulates to the bottom, which is what's
Coagulates.
happening to your stomachs.
Well, I mean, the acid's taking care of it.
Well, I guess
I
you're
mean, I
right
don't
about
drink.
that.
I don't
for
drink
a
milk
reason.
anyway, so
I drink a lot of milk.
All right, you guys. Hey, let's get started.
Where the fuck are we?
I don't know, man. This is just the intro to
the
our
wheels are
show.
falling off.
So, hey, this week, you guys, we got the news.
Got the news with Nick and Los, that's right. We coming at you, coming with the light. We got the news, we got the news. We got the news, we got the news. Yeah!
sings along with it, but it says it in the intro.
Hey guys, this is not news, but I've been going down a rabbit hole with this whole thing lately.
Horse pig?
No, it's not horse pig, but I think I might have something to add to that later.
Okay, cool.
Millionaire, man. Who knows who wants to be a millionaire?
I mean, I'm aware of it. Yeah.
Everybody. It's been around since we were little kids.
The OG?
At Disneyland.
With Regis?
At Disneyland, California Adventure, they actually had like a show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it was the same idea, and it was like a little, it looked like a TV
So
studio.
like you could just be wandering around Disneyland and like walk up to this kiosk and play the game and win $1 million.
It's not a kiosk. It's like an actual ride. You go.
Ride? How is that a ride?
It's weird. I don't not necessarily a ride, but it's a show. So you get in line and they pour you in, and then you get to be picked, randomly to be in the hot seat, and then they ask you stupid questions for a chance to win a Disneyland cruise to the Caribbean.
No, so it's not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's Who Wants to Be a Cruise Ship.
Well, it's called Millionaire Experience.
Oh, man.
If somebody won and they're like, hey, wait a minute, this was supposed to be Millionaire.
Really, all you need is to sit across from a Regis Philbin animatron, whatever they call their little Android, and then have those lights go.
Yeah.
Let's play Millionaire.
That's it. You got the experience. Get the fuck out.
Well,
that'll be $30.
Dude, it was cool because they would ask the questions, and you also had a little pad in front
things.
of you. Bottom line, that's got nothing to do with the story except that I have an awesome little clip from Millionaire.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know when it is. It's obviously a newer clip. It's definitely not that recent.
From the show or the experience?
From the show itself.
The show itself.
So
okay.
Check this out. I'm gonna play a little clip for you.
Watching Millionaire as a little kid with Regis hosting the show, and it was such a phenomenon. 10 million people watching a show about smart people every night, celebrating being
not
smart. And I thought,
people.
you know what? Maybe it's not so bad being smart. Maybe it's not bad being a nerd. Maybe it's cool to be
He's
smart.
like happy to be.
And I followed that all the way, and I just graduated from
It changed his life.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Maybe some lingering bills from med school we need to pay off? Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Let's take care of that today.
Let's work on it.
This is what you're up against. 14 questions from $500 all the way up to $1 million. Of course, you're going to have your 3 lifelines to use.
fall out on
How
the
those
first
work.
one?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go?
I'm always ready.
Without further ado, let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? All right. Here's your $500 question. Snapping selfies in kitchens you can't afford and taking a meatball break are 2 things BuzzFeed says every 20-something does on their first trip where? To Paris, to London, to Rome, to IKEA.
I'll tell you what, I think they do serve meatballs in IKEA. And,
good logic.
I don't think that's the right answer, though. So, kitchens you can't afford, meatballs, sounds like it's got to be Rome to me. In fact, if I win $1 million, I would love to take a trip to Italy. I'm going to say Rome, final answer.
Brittany, was IKEA.
IKEA. Oh my God, he even said it. Has he been to a fucking IKEA before?
Apparently not.
You know who has? Millennials. You know where they haven't been? Fucking Rome.
Exactly. It's even funnier because
I don't think enough of them can travel to Rome to make this a trend.
He also goes like, kitchens you can't afford. Okay, it's got to be Rome.
Right.
What
because everybody goes to Rome to buy a kitchen?
And meatballs. Like, I've never known Rome to be known for
I think they do
meatballs.
serve meatballs in IKEA.
So
He
They
even
do
said
serve-
it right there.
Right.
what,
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
they
meatballs, you think spaghetti meatballs, which means Italian dish, Rome's in Italy.
Well,
so
when
like,
I was-
can kind of see that.
When
but
I was watching this for the first time, because I didn't really, I knew what it said. It said he fell on the first one, but it read off all of them. Italy, Paris, Rome, and then IKEA. And whenever you watch Millionaire, that D is always the wrong one for the first question. It's some joke one.
It's usually a comedy answer.
This one happens to be the real answer, and they played it off as because they all know that it's a gimme the first one, and he actually fucking goes, you know
I'll tell
what?
you I think they do serve meatballs in IKEA.
That's final answer. He should have said
They
that.
actually do with lingonberry sauce.
Lingonberry.
Lingonberry. It's a Swedish.
What do they
berry.
say in Big Lebowski?
Lingonberry pancakes?
I'll take
Lingonberry.
big in a blankets, please.
Lingonberry.
Lingonberry.
Yeah, it's like a red berry. They use that for fucking everything. Like as much as we use grape jelly and shit, like everything is lingonberry in Sweden.
What is
their shit.
lingonberry?
It's a berry.
It's just
like
a wild berry?
So like that's what they make their jams and everything out of.
What's the difference between a jam and a jelly?
Sugar content?
I can't jelly my dick in your ass.
Oh.
Like a fucking fan.
Every time. I mean, you could.
It wouldn't be very effective.
That is hilarious. Yeah.
What is the phrase pushing rope?
Have you not heard that before?
Noodle?
Have you not heard that before? That jamming
I
part?
have, actually, yes.
Okay.
So that's what makes it really embarrassing, because I've heard that joke numerous
jelly
times,
my
and
dick in
every
your
single
ass.
time I'm like, no, there is a difference. And I want to be like that, well, actually, the difference is this one thing, and I can never remember it, so I take it
It's the concentration of the sugar.
Yeah, it's one uses flavoring, one uses actual preserves. I don't actually fucking know, but I always want to try to be smart and get the real difference, and then the ass.
Well, do some
and
research.
then the ass jamming comes along. And every time
Nick,
I get ass jammed.
Nick, you have a story? What do you got for us?
I do have a story, actually.
Yeah, Nick is gonna jump in on this. Like, I know I lagged real hard on our last news episode, but I'm gonna take over on this one here.
Oh, you take it.
So I'm gonna let these gentlemen give us a couple if they have it.
I saved a thing here. There's a Dutch company, a Dutch startup called Dutch Nerdalize. Nerdalize.
Like neuralize, but nerd?
Yes.
Okay. You mean like realize, but nerd?
Also, yes.
I think you're getting a little further away from
it. Sterilize, but nerd. Fertilize, but nerd. Wait, realize, but
wonderful eyes and nerd. Okay, go ahead.
So, all right. So, I mean, anybody who's used a computer knows they get hot.
They do get hot.
They do get hot. That's why they have
gets
fans
very
in.
hot.
So servers. We all know what servers.
The guys that
I've
bring
heard
you
of
your
them.
food at a restaurant.
Computers designed to store data.
Okay, I'm fucking around.
All right. So they get really hot. So, scientists have been trying to find ways to deal with the excess heat put off by these servers.
Obviously.
Well, Nerdalize has a solution.
Okay.
Use that heat to warm your home. So what they want to do is take these, because everybody's on the cloud now.
Okay.
And as cloud storage is becoming more prevalent, external hard drives, things like that are kind of disappearing, going the way of the landline phones. So people are or businesses are getting server space. So Nerdalize thinks they can put servers in homes and then charge businesses, to use them. But as that server is getting used, the heat it's giving off is going to warm
somebody's
Okay,
home?
so this idea sounds great, but that server is still getting hot and it's going to overheat. What's stopping it? You're just letting it heat up. They need like a heat sink.
they're still in the beginning stages, because also what
I
about
do
a
like-
warm day?
I
So
do
you're
like-
gonna have
you
to
can't,
turn it off like a heater or something. It's still going to be sending out this excess heat. And I mean, I don't think that it's constantly cold.
If you bring one of these servers into your home, are you going to have a live-in IT guy?
Well, I'm sure that Nerdalize would have a guy that would come along if there's an issue. Like, obviously, I don't think you're paying. You might even get some money for allowing this to be in your home,
because it's going to have to use your electricity.
Right, but it also gives off energy, so it can give energy as well as heat. So excess heat from the servers can lead to equipment issues, data loss. Biggest problem of all is the impact this waste of energy has on the environment. So they're working on these. These are issues they're dealing with, but they've done a little test run, and it was able to warm a small room. So in theory, it worked, not on the scale that they want.
Does it say how small the room is?
I did not get the dimensions of the room. No.
I mean, shit. What could? This is a small room,
so
right? Would you guys? This is a small room that we're in.
I don't know that it would really heat this. I guess maybe it depends on the size of the server.
Yeah.
But in 2015, the company conducted a year-long experiment in 5 homes using a single server to power a wall heater. So it wasn't particularly strong, but they could provide heat for a small room in each of the households.
It was powering a heater?
Yes.
So it was just using the electricity it's using to power a heater.
Like,
you could have just plugged in a
I think
heater.
it would have like a heat exchanger, like possibly you would run like maybe water or something through, and the water would absorb the heat from the server, and it would then run that through a coil and would then heat a small room.
What's wrong with the heaters that we have now?
Well, this way you as the homeowner get money from Nerdalize.
It's like getting a solar
and they're
panel.
also
Kind of,
getting
yeah.
money from the businesses that are using the server.
Okay, I can
So
see
you
I can
get
get behind
heat
this.
and some energy like it's kind of benefiting everybody. Like everybody wins in this scenario because obviously the businesses that are going to be paying for this server are paying less than.
They're gonna have to do some
would
like
another one.
hard
Yeah.
security because what
I
if
was
I'm-
just gonna say
what
that.
if I'm from a competing company of these servers and I'm like, oh, I'll volunteer for
Yeah,
this.
of course. Come put your servers in my living room.
Exactly.
Right. So now Nerdalize is working on a new project that fully integrates the heat within the home, a combination radiator and server, or e-server, that would conveniently
That's
fit
really
on
original,
a wall.
dude. I love that. It's original.
I know
as shit.
that name. So, the growing threat of climate change, along with rising energy costs in communities around the globe, out-of-the-box solutions like Nerdalize's e-server are a brilliant way to save the planet. I think it's effectively a way to turn your entire house into one giant Dutch oven. Big setup for a fart joke, and that's how we do it.
You know,
here
I
on
need
Emergency
a
Exit Podcast.
And then with
shot
fart
here.
jokes.
And then a fart joke.
That's good.
I mean, it'd be awesome if that happens.
Yeah, Dutch ovens are cool.
If you're giving.
Well, yeah, only on the giving end.
All right.
It is better to give than receive.
It is better to give than to receive. Correct.
Deep Eddy pool out here. There's an old picture I saw once, and it was like, oh, the family comes out, Dutch ovens for everyone. All right, here's the next story here,
back
guys.
when it actually meant an oven.
So there's a 52-year-old father who lives as a 6-year-old child right now. He's a trans age person.
Trans age?
Yeah, we've all heard transgender.
Of course.
Which he is. Which he's a cross-dresser transgender person.
Transgender and transvestite are very different things.
Well,
so he's a transvestite, not transgender.
I guess you can call it that, yes. But his gender, gender and sex are two different things
right?
nowadays.
But transgender means you actually got changed. Like he is
well, maybe he was
a woman and now he's a man.
I think legally, if you have like boobs, that makes you a woman somehow. I think.
What about
legally.
Bob? Bob had bitch tits.
I mean,
well, Bob does have bitch tits here. His name isn't Bob here.
His name's not Robert Paulson.
His name was actually Paul. Paul Woolshits.
Paul
Shit.
Woolshits?
I'm gonna say Woolshit.
Sounds itchy.
But his name now, he's called himself Stephanie, and this is the weirdest
so like
way.
is he in the process?
Well, yes.
How is it? That's spelled a really weird way.
It's spelled
isn't
differently. It's Stefonkee. Stephanie.
Stephanie?
Stephanie.
Not Stefonkee?
Stefonkee. That's what it looks like to me. Stefonkee.
That sounds like a George Clinton title. Stefonkee.
Yeah. Who's gonna get Stefonkee with me today?
I did not have Stefonkee relations with that woman.
So this man
think
or
that
this
means butt
woman,
stuff.
this 6-year-old girl, I guess we can just call him a girl now.
Yeah, you have to explain the trans age.
Well, trans age is it's just like anything. If you identify as a 6-year-old,
So I can
you are a 6-year-old.
I can
now.
identify as a 6-year-old, and I no longer have to worry about a job or bills or anything.
taxes
That's
or anything.
That's what he's
I
doing
just got
right
to
now.
go play in the dirt.
Walsh. Well, he also has a family who's adopted him. So there's a mother and father who adopted him, and he's got a mummy and a daddy. He's from Canada, so he says mummy and daddy. They're totally comfortable with him being a
So Tom
little
Cruise
girl.
just made a movie about this.
What? Really?
The Mummy.
Not that kind of mummy.
Man, you totally walked right into
the mommy and daddy are totally comfortable with him being a little girl, and their children and their grandchildren are totally supportive. In fact, her youngest granddaughter, when she was 8, which was a year ago, he was 8, she was 7. This is so goddamn confusing.
Wait, he was 8 and now he's 6?
Yes,
he's Benjamin Buttoning.
He keeps changing his age because of this little girl he's hanging out with and playing, right?
So as she gets older, he gets younger?
And even before all this trans age
Is he going to get to his 70s and be like, I'm a zygote?
He's still he's also, he likes men as well. So before he changed his age, he was dating men as a man or as a transgender woman, and he was just, having fun playing the game, But he has these adopted parents now, and now he's 6 years old.
What?
So Woolshit, I don't know how to say his name. I'm just gonna say Woolshit is
Can you spell it out and we can
WOLSCHT. There's no vowels in there.
Woolshit.
I'll say Woolshit. And it's a lot like bullshit. But
Or
we're gonna say
probably
bullshit.
wait, where was this? This is Canada, but is he Canadian originally?
Yes, I think it's Ontario if I'm not
Well,
mistaken.
then I don't know, but it still could be like Volst.
Volstadt. Oh, you want to do the dub? Okay, anyways. He says, we have a great time. He's talking about the little girl he's playing with. We have a great time. We color. We do kid stuff. It's called play therapy. No medication. No suicide thoughts. And I just get to play. Now, there's a little background when he says no suicide thoughts because he has gone through some suicidal thoughts. And the interviewer was talking to him about it, asking him about how he's hooked up with other guys in the past. And this man lived a full heterosexual life, has kids, had a wife, until he decided, hey, this is not who I am.
And then he just decided to be with dudes and then become a woman and be with dudes.
Exactly.
And then
he got adopted.
Become a 6-year-old.
Yeah. When he gets adopted,
well, 8-year-old.
Eight first.
We'll say Bullshits is in a sexual. He's in a sexual relationship right now with his adopted unquote father. Now, how this sounds weird, okay?
Yeah.
Who is still married to his mummy.
Yes, his mummy.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, Walsh spent 9 days in jail and in solitary confinement. He did not explain why he was there, but he did say that he still played while incarcerated. She made the cell a kingdom and sang songs there and would not be an adult. So she said they could not hurt her, saying, if I'm 6 years old, I don't have to think about adult stuff. And homeboy was married, or homegirl was married for 23 years. So, and he's still hooking up with this father.
You know what 6-year-olds don't do?
Hook up with people, have sex with their adult men.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least not willingly, like knowingly, consciously fuck their dads.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it's forced on them, I guess, but they don't go, I'm going to have a sexual relationship with my daddy.
With my adopted father.
And you know what's weird
So
about
that's
this
not very
whole thing?
6-year-old of him.
It's not only I can totally get behind. I can totally get behind the transgender thing. It's fine.
Right.
If that's how you feel on the inside, that's awesome. But now you're saying that you're 6 years old and you're having a relationship with your father.
Not how that works.
Now you're saying he's a pedophile because you identify as a 6-year-old. This whole thing's fucked. It's wholly fucked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's got to be something wrong with that, with daddy too, or however
there has to be. Well, they adopted a fucking
right
52-year-old
and let him be a 6-year-old girl, but then he fucks it.
It's ridiculous. So I actually pulled a clip of him talking about it.
Oh,
so,
good.
Let's
good.
Let's go ahead and listen to this bad boy.
Please.
Check this out.
I can't deny I was married. I can't deny I have children, but I've moved forward now, and I've gone back to being a child. I don't want to be an adult right now, and I just live my life.
Welcome to
like
adulthood.
Who wants to? Who doesn't want to be a fucking adult?
Everybody?
There's plenty of days when I wake up and it's like, man, don't make me adult today.
I don't want to
any
be
day
an
but
adult
today. But I don't revert. Be like, oh, you know what? I'm 6 years old today.
What a this you know we're supposed to be taught to respect people's way of life and everything.
You notice he didn't say I identify, I feel, or I am a 6-year-old. He just said I don't want to be an adult. I don't want to think about life.
So therefore, all of a sudden, you're a 6-year-old,
right?
Like what's stopping me from saying like, oh, I identify as a soundboard because all I'm doing is just fucking making noise back at you.
He does love the soundboard.
So from now on, I am a soundboard.
You're a soundboard.
Go ahead, try me out. Burp. Bring. See, I can totally identify it. This is to the rest of me. Okay.
When I was in school.
How are things in your life now?
Well, I have a mummy and daddy, adopted mummy and daddy, who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl, and their children and their grandchildren are totally supportive. In fact, her youngest granddaughter, when I was 8, a year ago I was 8, and she was 7. And she said to me, I want you to be the little sister, so I'll be 9. I said, well, I don't mind going to 6, so I've been 6 ever since. But we have a great time. And we color, we do kid stuff. It's called play therapy. No medication, no suicide thoughts. And I just get to play.
So he was arrested and... he served some years or whatever in jail. They put him under suicide watch for a while. So that's why he did say that there's no suicide thoughts, because it's definitely out of context why he says, oh, no suicide thoughts. Like, why would a 6 to 7-year-old have suicide thoughts? But he's obviously going through a lot of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got identity crisis, and that's not the identity he should assume. He should, you know, be who he wants to be. But 6-year-old, and then having sex with people.
Yeah.
That's the line.
Mm-hmm.
You could be 6-year-old and you could be like, oh, I just want to play. But you're a man who has a penis and probably grows when you're aroused. And that's where the line is, dude. 6-year-olds don't have that shit, dude.
I mean, I like to be pretty open-minded and supportive for people to be who they want to be.
Right, but at that point where he's identifying as a 6-year or an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, whatever, but he's also in a sexual relationship with his adopted father.
That ain't right.
You've got to draw a hard line there.
With your grown man dick.
No, all right.
But also when his reasons are just, I didn't want to be an adult anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that's not a reason,
too
dude.
fucking bad.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody does.
Welcome to being a fucking adult.
Yeah.
But I guess if you decide I want to be a little kid again and you find someone to adopt you and allow you to be a little kid, then okay. I mean,
just don't go fucking your dad, though.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Little bullshit conjecture here. What do you think? What do you guys think he was arrested for?
I actually think I know. Let me. You just guys keep talking. I actually pulled a lot of stuff about this.
Oh, okay. What do you think, Nick?
Public indecency.
You guys keep guessing. Keep guessing.
Maybe I'm gonna say maybe shoplifting. Maybe he stole a Barbie, Ken doll, or something like
I
that.
don't know that they'd arrest you for that.
No, they won't arrest.
Well,
you.
I mean, he's not a child. Maybe it was $500 worth.
They put him in juvenile court.
Yeah, does he have to go to juvie?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if he did do anything, he's going to go and get trialed as an adult.
Right.
Of course he is.
No matter what you identify as, legally, dude, you're a man. And this is where I get fucked up, man. Like, okay, there are two sexes, as I know. There's female and there's male, but then there's gender, which is different from sex. So if you have a penis, you could be male or female for some reason. That's just
like mentally, like how you identify.
I don't think we should go by that. I think it should be by biology. That's how the world works. Biology. You have a penis. You like men. Nick, I know this for a fact, and
I've seen the way you look at me.
Yeah.
But either way, I can understand where this whole thing is coming from. The transgender, I love it. People want to be people, as weird as they want to be. It's none of my fucking business.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not a 6-year-old child. Nobody is. But we all can be a 6-year-old child on the inside. But doesn't mean we need to go and bring it out. And
fucking
by the
Pee
way,
Wee Herman made a career out of it.
And look what happened to him.
Hey, zombie! Well, I mean, what? The worst thing, he jacked off in a porn. It's a porn theater.
What do you
think he's
expect?
the only person jacking off in there?
He just got caught.
Right. So what? I mean, but you can still act like a fucking child. That's fine. You can have a TV show and become fucking famous by acting like a child, by all means.
Yeah, I mean,
but
Jamil
you're still
White,
an adult.
Jamil White was going on. So before coming out as her true, authentic, pediatric female self, Stephanie, which is still spelled weird, is a 53-year-old man, blah, 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 blah. I want to find out, okay, in 2009, he was charged with 14 criminal offenses of assault, uttering threats,
shit.
Wow.
criminal harassment, and criminal mischief. His wife and their two oldest children, then in their late teens, testified against him.
Oh, wow.
He was found guilty of assault and uttering threats.
Wow, step funky.
The court also issued a 2-year restraining order against him that applied to his wife and all 7 of his children. 7!
Wow! 7 children, 23 years, and then he just decides, oh, this isn't
That
me.
is more than the Brady Bunch, and it took 2 of them to do that.
It is a story of a guy named Stephanie.
Good.
So
God.
not only is this guy...
I think something happened. One day he woke up and had like some fucking crazy shit happen. Because you don't... gay guys will get married and some will have kids before they like finally admit to themselves and acknowledge. I can see that, but 23 years and 7 fucking kids. Like, if you're actually gay and you want to be with dudes, you don't like vagina that much. I mean, 7.
I guarantee you banged your wife more than 7 times.
Right.
Today.
Okay. I don't have a wife, so.
But still, like, something happened and he went.
What if it's just some outlandish fetish that he's going
What
through?
if it was from the
it
solitary?
Could be,
What if
I don't know.
What if it was from the solitary
Or
confinement?
maybe he thinks being like this will make them think that he's not the same guy that used to beat the shit out of people and threaten them and need restraining orders and all that crazy shit. Like,
Well, he's a hero in the LGBTQ community. He's a hero.
What about all of the violence?
No, because that was his man self.
Oh, okay.
So, not only is he a hero, he's also a deadbeat father of 7 children.
7.
And he just abandoned his children.
7 kids to go color.
Imagine
and,
this.
and bang an adopted dad.
Yeah.
His children are probably as old as us right now, in their 30s, and they have to look at this with shame.
I'm not in my 30s.
You're not in your 30s? How old are you?
28.
Ah, you're almost there.
I'm almost there.
You're pretty much
Damn it, I'm old. Why am I always the oldest person in this fucking room every time?
I don't know, man. Being born in the 70s is hard for you.
I wasn't born in the 70s.
In the 40s, it must be hard.
All right.
Anyways, this is a fucked up story, man. How can you... Oh, here's some tweets from people. Will you force a 6-year-old girl into adult male prison? This is not a 6-year-old girl. This is an adult
He doesn't
male.
honestly believe that he's a 6-year-old girl.
But that doesn't mean that he's not.
Well, I know, but he's like, she wanted to be the older sister. So like, yeah, I don't want to be 6. Okay, whatever. Like, he doesn't associate with that. He just was like, yeah, okay, I can do that.
Oh,
whatever.
sure. Oh, did you say I'm 21? Sure, I'm fucking 21 again.
Right,
That's
like,
right.
This isn't something he honestly feels and believes to his core and identifies as. He just didn't want to be an adult.
Well, my mom must be transgender because for my whole life, she's been telling people she's 35, even to this day. So
You mean trans age?
She's trans age, not transgender. My mom is actually a woman. It's funny.
After the surgery.
I posted that up on my Facebook saying, oh, my mom must be trans age. She's been saying she's 35. She's like, excuse me? I don't say I'm 35. I'm like, Mom, it's a joke. Of course I'm kidding. I just don't see why it's so funny. You just don't have a sense of humor, Mother. I'm sorry.
All right. That explains your jokes then.
Let's move on, guys.
Oh.
I'm not that funny.
You have your moments.
Holy fuck. All right. So here's another story here. In Hope, Maine, while jogging on a familiar overgrown wooded trail next to her home on a recent warm afternoon, a woman called Rachel Borch.
A woman called?
Yeah, well, that's what she's called. I mean,
that's what she identifies as.
Okay. She thought to herself, "What a beautiful day." In the midst of appreciating the weather,
King story.
It was a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Well, in the midst of appreciating the weather and scenery, she looked ahead and noticed a raccoon obstructing the narrow footpath, barring its tiny teeth.
Bearing, maybe?
Oh, it's bearing? I thought it was barring. Well, okay. It's bearing. Like, it's tiny teeth. I should have had you read this. Suddenly,
just give him the story.
Suddenly he's got his own coming up. Suddenly it began bouncing towards her. What felt like a split second later.
On a pogo stick?
It's like boing, boing, boing. Suddenly it began bouncing towards her. Boing, boing, boing. What felt like a split second later, the furry animal was at her feet. The path was too narrow for Borch to run past the raccoon, which had begun lunging at her.
Path through what again?
The path that she's walking in the
woods.
But
like
it was a familiar overgrown.
It? Well, it could be
is it
very
just like
wooded.
some tall grass on the sides of it?
I'd imagine so.
I know for a fact when we go disc golfing, there's paths that you walk by, and
right,
you
but
can't
if
just sidestep. Especially if it's coming at you, barring its teeth.
If a raccoon is barring its teeth and coming at you on a pogo stick, you can sidestep.
Coming at you at a pogo stick, just knock him off the pogo stick.
I mean, you can step into the grass, around the rabid raccoon, and fucking back onto the path and move on.
Figuring she would have the greatest ability to defend herself if she used her hands to hold it down, she decided that probably would be the best place for the aggressive animal to latch on. She's going to use her hands.
Oh, like reach and try to grab it, but of course it's going to bite. And
so the raccoon sank its teeth into Birch's thumb and wouldn't let go. Its paws were scratching her arms and leg wildly as Borch screamed and cried, "Ah!" With my thumb in his mouth, she said, I just pushed his head down into the muck. With the animal belly up, she held its head underwater. Birch said she held it there for what it felt like an eternity until it finally stopped struggling and, quote, its arms sort of fell to the side, his chest still breathing, heaving really slowly.
So she drowned it?
straight up drowned this thing. Now I didn't
Man,
hear.
that's baller.
I didn't know that there was like a
Yeah,
puddle
where
or
was the
something.
fucking puddle
See,
coming
like all of a
from?
sudden this puddle shows up or whatever. So I actually
All
have.
of a sudden,
She planted the evidence. It
Oh,
wasn't there
right.
before.
All of a sudden, sidestepping seems like a really good fucking idea.
You're right. It's not like it's that wooded, but we don't know the area. So let's listen to Miss Borch talk about her experience with this.
I see this
raccoon
like with its teeth bared, like very angry, charging at me.
It's had its teeth bared.
A few feet ahead of me.
Barred.
And it was charging like
Wait,
through
Chris Baird?
this thicket. So I kind of, I wouldn't have been able to like outrun it because of how dense the woods were. So I just knew it was going to attack me.
She just
and
knew.
so I put my hands out, and by the time it was at my feet, it was attacking me. It latched onto my thumb, and I couldn't.
Which, by the way, if you look at this video and you watch your thumb, like, you would think this was a rabid fucking creature going and attacking her, right? And she shows you her thumb. It's like if you pressed a dull nail to your thumb for a second and pulled it up, and you had little indentations of it. That's what it looked like. There was no blood pour, but she
Like it didn't even break the skin?
did not break the fucking
I
skin.
currently have deeper scratches on my arm than what these wounds were caused by the rabid raccoon.
I'm really doubting her raccoon story here.
Get it off. I tried to pry
You tried
its
to get
jaw
it off?
off my thumb, and I couldn't.
Whoa, that's
And so
bestiality
it
now.
was like something needed to happen, like it needed to die, or it wasn't going to let go.
It
So,
needed to die.
I just made use of the puddle that was right there. It was kind of my only option at that point. And it felt like an eternity. I was holding it there forever before it stopped struggling. And finally,
Wow.
it just went motionless. I got my thumb out, and by that point I was pretty hysterical, but I had to run 3/4 of a mile back. And so I made it though.
It's like this news company came out and fucking, oh, we got this great story of a woman drowning a fucking raccoon, and it's, oh, that's your whole story?
Holy fuck, Rakins.
Rakins.
Wow. I like the part where she's like, I decided it had to die.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it's going to fucking die.
I mean, how tight of a hold did it have on her if it didn't even break the skin?
I don't know.
It's weird, man. That's why I don't understand. It would have broke the skin. It has sharp teeth. It's not like it looked like she pressed a fucking dull nail on her a couple times, and then it still had the indentations when she showed it. Like, it must have happened hours ago, but you're still showing this? This is a fucking fabricated story 100%.
You think
Has
so?
she just
You think so?
It has
randomly
to be.
drowned a raccoon? Did they even find the corpse?
Where's
Well, no,
did not
they
show the
did
corpse.
because they went and like her dad went to go pick it up and turned it into like the animal control or whatever, and I think they tested it and like, it
Animal
was
control
positive.
looked at him and it was like,
Holy fuck, Rakins.
That's what a raccoon looks like.
They found out it was rabid?
Yeah, they tested it, and so she's going through the series of shots. It's like 7 or 8
didn't even
shots
break
they
her
have to go
skin. Who
through.
cares?
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently she's a vegetarian, so that makes her feel even worse about it because she took an animal's life.
well, what you got to do what you got to do. I think it's 100% fabricated. It's fucking fake.
You think
news.
she was just looking for her 15 minutes of fame?
Yeah, and it's not even 15 minutes of fame. It's like 4
Come up with
minutes.
something that doesn't make you look like a total bitch.
Yeah. Oh, this raccoon.
Come up with a better story?
Right.
Like, it would have been better if that raccoon had
Okay,
like
what
a,
animal would be more acceptable?
I don't know, a fucking moose or something.
It doesn't
Shit,
have no.
Fight off a moose?
It doesn't even
Shit,
have to be like
a horse
that.
pig?
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be like that. She could have saw a gang of raccoons, and they were wearing bandanas, and they came after her.
They don't need to. Nature gave him a bandana.
They were wearing a mask. She's like,
Even over their bandana.
These fucking raccoons came by. They were wearing masks, dude. They looked like they were up to no good.
There was an orange one and a blue one and a purple.
And they looked at me. They were baring their teeth at me. They were like,
They were hollow-eyed.
and I was like, I'm scared. I don't want any part of this. Holy fuck. There's Rakins over here, and I don't want any fucking part of them. I think it's 100% fabricated.
We've all seen The Raid. We know how this shit goes down.
Fucking right.
You just start fucking elbowing and kicking people.
Well,
that's how you fight off a gang of Rakins.
Yeah, holy fuck. All right. Nick's got a story for us coming from the UK. What you got for us, Nick? It's the bottom of that one there.
Starts on the bottom. I was wondering, I was like, why did you
Starts on
hand
the
me-
bottom, and then you got the next 2 pages.
All right.
Here we go.
All right, so we've got UK political candidate Lord Buckethead shares a story about the National Health Service, and it's the best thing ever.
Well, we know right now that the UK elections just happened.
They did.
And Lord Buckethead, LBH,
LBH.
LBH. Just like LBJ, he's trying to change lives. He's trying to become the prime minister or I don't know what he's trying to go for, but he's trying to become the Lord Buckethead.
Oh, I mean, he's already. I guess you can just call yourself Lord at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Or you can say you're Darth Buckethead. Okay, some people aren't into Star Wars. All right, why don't you keep reading on that?
I'm with you 100% on that.
All right, so the UK elections are over, and while Theresa May and her Conservative Party were undoubtedly the biggest losers on the day, there was equally, undoubtedly, one winner that stood head and shoulders above all else.
That's right.
And not just because of his outfit. I'm talking about the one and only Lord Buckethead.
Buckethead.
Anybody remember that guitar player, Buckethead?
Yeah, so when I pulled this up, I was thinking, oh my fuck.
Buckethead?
Buckethead?
England? It's a comeback. There's a song by a band called Oysterhead about Buckethead.
Oysterhead, that's Stuart
Trey,
Copeland's band, no?
Stuart Copeland,
Les
Trey,
Claypool.
and Les Claypool.
That's right.
When all else has been done and said, along comes Mr. Buckethead.
Oh, man, I should have totally pulled that up. That's why you need to be at pre-production
All right,
meetings.
well, you know.
Right?
All right, for the uninformed, Lord Buckethead is an intergalactic space lord.
Of course.
And British political candidate who has stood in UK general elections against 3 different Conservative Party leaders and prime ministers. Representing a political party known as the Gremloids, LBH ran against Margaret Thatcher in 1987. Margaret Thatcher. I always think of Austin Powers. Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. Margaret Thatcher naked.
That's how you get rid of your boner, dude.
Yeah, you know.
She ain't pretty, dude.
I always thought it was just singing the national anthem.
And that
No,
also works.
You got to say Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, okay.
Margaret Thatcher in a
Margaret
bikini.
Thatcher naked on a cold day. Margaret Thatcher 1987 against John Major in 1992.
Wow.
He's been around for a while, man.
Yeah, 87. Shit, that was before I was born.
Same here.
He's 6 years old.
In 2017, the Lord ran against Theresa May and had his most successful campaign to date.
All right.
Yeah, because he's getting some notoriety, man.
Well, he's been doing it for 30 years now.
Almost 30 years, yeah.
Well, you know, Gary Coleman ran for governor of California when I lived there. And
the entire state of California just went, what you talking about?
You had to steal my joke. Okay, go ahead. Are you drinking this? Can I drink some of that?
No, I'm
right,
I'm
fucker.
working on it.
I want some whiskey.
All right. After a quick read of his manifesto, it's not hard to see why.
All right.
Check out this bucket list. The abolition of the lords, except me. Full facial coverings to be kept legal, especially bucket-related headgear. Nuclear weapons. A firm public commitment to build the £100 billion renewal of the Trident weapons system, which leads to wider teeth. Followed by an equally firm private commitment not to build it. There's secret submarines. No one will ever know. It's a win-win.
Secret submarines.
Where the fuck did that come from? Hanging out down there with Aquaman and his fucking Trident.
It's Seaman.
What? Nationalization of Adele. Fuck Adele. I'm tired of that. In order to maximize the efficient use of UK resources, the time is right for great British assets to be brought into public ownership for the common good. He wants people to own Adele?
I don't know what Adele is, but that's your sister.
The singer Adele? Not my sister Adele, the singer.
The common good. That's socialist
my
talk.
My sister is not British, so that wouldn't work out. A moratorium until 2022 on whether Birmingham should be converted into a star base.
He's taking it seriously over here.
Yeah.
Legalization of hunting the fox hunters.
Ooh.
Kind of behind that one.
Yeah.
New voting age limit of 16 to be introduced. New voting age limit of 80 to be introduced too. You're too hard to do this in a serious voice.
You're too old to live to see the next election, so you can't vote.
You're right out.
That's actually a pretty good one. I like
I
that.
know.
I can get behind that
Some
one.
of these are absurd. But
Lord Buckethead for president of U.S., baby.
Right?
Katie Hopkins to be banished to the Phantom Zone.
He must have something with Katie.
Stop selling arms to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, fucking seriously. Can we just stop with that shit?
No.
War is money, man.
Start buying lasers from Lord Buckethead. Now that's great, but
Buckethead
he has to have lasers first.
Yeah,
Maybe he
on their
does.
freaking head.
Yeah, maybe they're attached to
Frickin'
sharks.
laser beams attached to their frickin' heads. No third runway to be built at Heathrow. Where we're going, we don't need runways. Back to the Future reference. I get it.
You didn't have to write Back to the Future on that.
Whatever.
I
don't know, maybe he'd get it.
When asked by radio if this was the same individual that ran in the previous elections, or are you like Doctor Who? Do you regenerate after each election? LBH replied, I am Buckethead. We are Buckethead. We are Legion. Does that answer your question? We are Legion. That's some straight up fucking biblical shit right there.
That's also anonymous as well.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
they go by that as well.
Well, I mean, because Legion is one of many, right? So that's what We Are Legion is.
That's
all
Monopoly, bro.
What? The fuck are you talking
Monopolies
about?
are illegal.
Monopoly is one of many. That's what that means.
Oh.
All right.
But fuck Adele. I'm with him. I'm against him on that. She shouldn't be.
It's funny.
Commonwealth
It's
or-
because I know your sister's name is Dell. It's like when you say that, it's like I
Yeah,
hope
but she's added to me, so
I
that's
hope-
separate in my
I
head.
hope
but,
that she hears that
I've said this. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Adele, go ahead and set fire to the rain, and then go stand in it. That's
All
how
right.
I feel about her right now.
Yeah.
New story. FBI to Round Rock police. Now,
Ooh,
Round Rock's up
that's
just
local.
north, baby.
Round Rock, yeah, that's a northern suburb.
FBI tells Round Rock police that BigFoot is most wanted fugitive. Now, that's right. According
Wait, he's their most wanted fugitive?
He is right now. Well, according
All right.
at least
I gotta hear
at
this.
least in Round Rock. According to the city's Parks and Recreation Department, which has been keeping residents abreast of recent Bigfoot sightings, Round Rock's top police official got an email from FBI stating it has added Bigfoot to the 10 most wanted fugitives list.
You're fucking kidding
Wow.
me. There's no way that FBI is actually. Oh, you can't stop that one, huh?
Well,
What am I?
Yeah, exactly.
all right, well, we're playing that game now.
Bigfoot is a cryptozoological creature, Lemon, and apparently exists.
where does he sit? Like, is he? I put him at a solid 7 position on the top 10
Of most
Most
wanted? I
wanted,
mean,
yeah.
what is this crime? How is he on FBI's most wanted list?
Well, let me get to that in a second here. The Bureau is offering an award up to $500,000 for information leading directly to the arrest of the giant hair-covered being, according to the Parks and Rec Department of Round Rock. Bigfoot was last seen on the Brushy Creek Regional Trail and made, quote, loud, demonic-like howl sounds.
Like a fucking Sam Square, no!
According to the FBI's most wanted poster. So it sounds like they're just kind of making fun of this. This is funny and everything. According to the recently released FBI poster, Bigfoot is, quote, a menace to wildlife and is accused of, quote, destruction of government property and terrorism of campers.
Oh, I know. They're dirty, rotten, filthy whores.
The creature.
Terrorism of campers.
But isn't he part of like the wildlife?
Well,
now, can we not say terrorizing? Because terrorizing and terrorism are drastically different fucking
wait a minute.
things.
We don't negotiate
So, like,
with terrorists.
I know, but is he running in like attacking campers or something?
He's all
Like,
praising Allah. And
yeah, fucking jihad on this camper. Like, what the hell is this shit?
Well, the FBI are allegedly saying that he's armed and dangerous.
Armed with what?
His
His
arms.
giant Sasquatch
Yeah,
arms.
exactly. His
He's
big
huge.
hairy arms.
The hairy
We
man.
do have the right to bear arms.
That's right.
Sasquatch.
And I only
arms.
have these human arms, not bear arms.
Yeah,
They're
see,
not.
that's why
bear
you're
arms, of
good.
course. Yeah.
Okay.
The hairy man.
No, because
seems
I have the right for bear arms.
Go ahead. The hairy man seems to be abiding by the leave no trace camping principles.
If you bring it in, you take it out.
Respect wildlife. Take out what you bring in and leave what you find. This is crazy, right?
There's no fucking way this is real. The FBI is not actually putting out, and only in Round Rock.
The FBI is totally trolling
That,
the
okay,
Round
so
Rock
assuming that Bigfoot is performing acts of terrorism on campers, That's not a federal thing.
Well,
like
it's
he
just
hasn't crossed state lines. He's not from a Muslim country. He's not foreign.
He's an elusive son of a bitch.
I know, but
We've
this
talked
isn't
about him
an
before.
FBI issue.
It's not their jurisdiction, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It should be handled by
Round Rock Police. Yes, the RRPD.
I just don't think that they are equipped to handle a man like the Sam Squanch.
That's a fucking Sam Squanch.
God damn right.
I just don't think.
Well, we've all seen Harry and the Hendersons. We just need John Lithgow to come in here, throw him in a station wagon, and fucking domesticate him a little bit.
There's something on the plane. So what do you think? Could Sam Squanch have taken up residence in Round Rock? Or is this some clever marketing scheme to get people outdoors at Round Rock?
This is to get them outdoors?
Yeah.
I figured this would be to get them to stay indoors.
Yeah. Well, if you look up YouTube and do
Bigfoot's fucking shit up out there. Let's go camping.
we got to find him. I mean, he's terrorizing, but I think he's just a kind soul.
Well, nobody else could deal with him, but honey, I bet that if we saw him, I could take him out.
Here's what some of the
honey, you work at a desk for a living. I don't care. I'll fucking wrestle that.
But
Bigfoot
I've got
to
my
the ground.
30-06.
Yeah. Well, this is Texas. Everybody's got a gun.
I've got freedom of speech. Well, you got a gun. Nothing speaks louder than this. Well, okay, here's some local quotes here. Brushy Creek Trail. There is water. There are animals. That makes it squatchy. Therefore, Bigfoot must live there.
He absolutely has to.
Says Michael Fontana.
I didn't realize that we had
Rick and Morty going on. Squanch.
It's got squanchy. Here's another one.
I want to squanch you.
Melissa Bonwell says, I always knew Hairy Man was real. All those nights driving with our lights off to find him.
Is that how you find Sasquatch?
I mean,
I would imagine headlights freak him out, but
yeah, I'm sure, right?
Especially as elusive he is. He doesn't want to be illuminated. That would make him visible.
Matthew Toth said, sorry, I just randomly decided to go for a late walk. Didn't want to get my Nikes muddy, so I went barefoot.
He's saying he's a big hairy guy is what he's saying.
Some people are just trying to make jokes here and there. They're not landing. Sorry,
well, not
dude.
everybody can be a comedian.
Here's a good one here. Fake. The imprints are too even. I've seen Bigfoot tracks before, and this one's too clean.
Too clean? And what, does he have a drunken, sloppy gait? How is this too clean?
Well, obviously he's seen Bigfoot tracks before, and he knows.
I know.
This obviously
so
is a fake.
Bigfoot, has a limp? What do Bigfoot tracks look like where even steps are obviously fake?
Bigfoot.
Here's a final quote.
Okay, but even tracks, I don't.
My son said he saw a huge hairy man walking through the woods a few days ago. He said it scared the shit out of him. What the fuck?
Are we sure? Are we? Can we officially rule out that it's not just like the new Hippie Hollow, where just a bunch of large, hairy, homosexual men go and
might be?
Yeah, you know about Hippie Hollow out here, right? In Austin, the clothing optional.
I do not.
It's sort of a beach, but it's an area that says clothing optional, and you go there, you're thinking, "Oh fuck yeah, dude!
Yeah,
we're gonna see some titties."
Nope.
You're gonna see a bunch of old man dick. That's what it is. It should be just called Old Man
like
Dick Hollow.
Yeah.
It's like a male lemon party.
So they found.
If you titties, just go down to 6th Street. Why?
They found these perfect tracks in Round Rock at Boggy Creek there, and I mean everyone's like, "Oh, it's got to be Bigfoot."
Creek?
It's called Boggy Creek. That's the park or the area of.
I thought it was like brush or something.
Anyways, it's fucking redonk. What do you think about that?
That's stupid as shit. There's no way the fucking FBI is involved.
Yeah, it just has to be.
They're
a
totally
ploy.
trolling Round Rock PD.
It's not like they can make money, but of course somebody from Parks and Rec's like, hey, go ahead.
In fact, I bet they get wind of that and be like,
hey,
hey, guys, let's not fucking throw around FBI for your stupid little local bullshit. All right, let's.
Right. All right, hey, let's go. Let's move on. So this is some real news. That Bigfoot shit's bullshit, of course. Here's some real news, man. My boy Alex Jones.
God damn it!
Got some news about Alex Jones. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Well, he was interviewed by NBC's I think it's NBC's Megyn Kelly, and she asked him to join the show. She's got a new show out there. She interviewed Putin. Plutin, that's the Mickey's dogs. He runs Russia now. So, anyways, she interviewed Putin while he was driving and everything, and she's like trying to start this new show, and she hit up Alex Jones and said, "Hey, let me do a piece on you. You're a good guy. We watched you on the news, and I know you say these things, and it came out in the news that you don't actually believe half the stuff you say. We want to do a piece on you. You lost your children's custody, and you got joint custody. We just want to show a new light on you. So he went for this interview, and he totally was ambushed. Megyn Kelly said, I'm not going to talk about your beliefs in Sandy Hook or 9/11. I mean, we'll talk to you a little bit about that, but it's not about this. So Kelly sit down with Jones, a controversial conspiracy theorist, radio host. We all know he's the founder of InfoWars. The newest, that's the fewest view. 3.5 million people watch this episode. It's not a lot of people. It's way low. That's the fewest listeners, viewers that Kelly's weekly news magazine telecast Sunday night with Megyn Kelly has drawn since its debut 3 weeks ago. I've got some clips from this.
Wait, weekly show 3 weeks ago. So she's had 3 episodes.
Yes, she's got 3 episodes and it's not doing so good.
Okay.
Here we go. And
that's the smallest one.
Yeah,
3.5 million people is their smallest one.
That's smallest.
That seems like it's doing pretty good.
3.5 million? No, not on a Sunday night, man. We got to have 30 million. They're looking for 30.
I wish we had 3.5 million.
I wish we had 3.
All right, so let's check this out. This is Megyn Kelly kind of talking, starting up the...
I'm sort of, for
wait, let me get back into this. So I kind of skipped a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, Alex Jones was keen to this idea. Like, okay. Oh, sure, I'll let you interview me. She's saying that it's going to be a good piece, all this shit. Alex Jones, he's no fucking fool. He decided to tape the conversation that Megyn Kelly...
Probably a good thing.
Decided to ask him about it. So here's the leaked tapes that Alex Jones released.
Term, I'm trying to create a different kind of program. And it's fine. I'll ask you about some of the controversies, of course, and you'll say whatever you want to say. But... it's not going to be some gotcha hit piece. I promise you that.
So she says it's not going to be a gotcha hit piece. Oh, we're going to be cool, man. I'm not going to fuck with you. Come on. Come and join my show.
It doesn't serve me. It doesn't do me any good. If I do that to you, then you go out there and you say, she did a hit piece on me. This is what she said, and this is what she did. And then the next time I want to get somebody, they're going to say, look what you did to Alex Jones. Screw you. So I promise you that's not what this will be.
She promises.
It really will be about who is this guy, and we'll talk about some of the controversy, and I'll ask you, and you can respond, and we'll get into the whole
what you spent
through this past year.
And
just heavy breathing. Well, he's a big man.
Your listeners and the left, who will be watching some on NBC to say, wow. That was really interesting.
Wow.
All I can do is give you my word and tell you, if there's one thing about me, I do what I say I'm going to do. And
integrity.
I don't double-cross.
She's got full of it.
I promise you when it's over, you'll say, absolutely, she did what she said she was going to do, and you'll be fine with it. I'm not looking to portray you as some boogeyman or, do any sort of a gotcha moment.
Show.
I just want to talk about you. I want people to get to know you.
She has
and the craziest
repeated
thing
herself
of all
a whole lot without any word from him.
Some of the people who have this, insane version of you in their heads walk away saying,
wow.
You know what? I see the dad in him. I see the guy who loves those kids and who is more complex than I've been led to believe.
Sure, but
he continues.
Like on all the Sandy Hook things, I've had debates where I've shown both sides where I go back and forth, but I believe people died there, and then they never show me really saying that. Over the years, you can look where the people that think nobody died are the ones that all hate me on the other side of it, and so what I'm saying is. People take clips out of context, and I know I've done a lot of stuff, some of which I'm not proud of.
No, I understand.
These taping things really just lends itself to be, to ask yourself to be run over.
So he's playing around with their maybe she is going to do a good piece on him. So Father's Day rolls around, and it gets aired. So here's the opening clip Megyn Kelly has for her interview of Alex Jones.
A report on the incendiary radio host Alex Jones. For years, Jones has been spreading conspiracy theories, claiming, for instance, that elements of the U.S. government allowed the 9/11 attacks to happen and that the horrific Sandy Hook massacre was a hoax. Some thought we shouldn't broadcast this interview because his baseless allegations aren't just offensive, they're dangerous. But here's the thing. Alex Jones isn't going away.
Goddamn
Over
right.
the years, his YouTube channel has racked up 1.3 billion views. He has millions of listeners and the ear of our current president.
So this doesn't sound like a hit piece at all, does it? No, it doesn't. It's exactly what she said it was going to be. She's got nothing but integrity.
Jones speaks to his listeners for hours a day, 6 days a week. His rants can be vulgar and hate-filled, like this one directed at a member of Congress.
Okay, so this was aired on NBC, but they bleeped it out. So I went and I found the one that was unbleeped. So check it out.
I'm not against gay people. Okay, I love them. They're great folks. But Schiff looks like the archetypal cocksucker with those little deer-in-the-headlight eyes and all his stuff. And there's something about this fairy hopping around, bossing everybody around, trying to intimidate people like me and you. I want to tell Congressman Schiff and all the rest of them, hey, listen, asshole. Quit saying Roger and I. And I've never used cussing in 22 years, but the gloves are off. Listen, you son of a bitch. What the fuck's your problem? You want to sit here and say that I'm a goddamn fucking Russian? You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker. Listen, fuckhead. You have fucking crossed the line.
Never cussed in his
life,
life,
that through your
which
goddamn
is bullshit,
fucking head.
He's
Stop
pretty good
pushing
at
your
it.
shit. You're the people that have fucked this country over and gang raped the shit out of it and lost an election. So stop shooting your mouth off claiming I'm the enemy. You got that, you goddamn son of a bitch? Fill your hand. I'm sorry, but I'm done. You start calling me a foreign agent, those are fucking fighting words. Excuse me.
The gloves are off.
He's
He's
fucking
ready to
pissed,
go.
dude. I love that clip, man.
Wow.
I love it so much that I pulled the best part of it.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker.
I love that. You fucking fucker, dude.
I might have to take a a page out of his book when it comes to the cursing. Like, 'cause usually my word of choice is just fuck.
Right.
He actually dresses it up a little bit.
What do you guys think about this whole story, Nick?
That he got ambushed by Megyn Kelly?
Yeah, but he was so smart that he actually recorded her saying that she wasn't going to hit.
Well, I mean,
this does not prove that mainstream media will fucking take the interview that he made and just like make it look like he's a shitty piece of shit.
That's anybody like that. That's fucking what they do.
I mean, you can work wonders in editing.
But the thing is, he
Both
knew
sides
that.
do that.
He fucking had the hindsight, pre-hindsight, whatever you want to call it.
Forethought maybe, not pre-hindsight.
It's pre-cum, okay?
Whoa!
But
that got different.
He knew that there was something up. He decided to record her, let him do all this stuff, do the interview. He even had his own cameras film the interview as well. And he released everything saying, why don't you guys see how the mainstream media portrays Alex fucking Jones?
Okay.
Now,
right, when they
regardless,
say mainstream media, they only talk about they don't talk about the fucking. What about the right mainstream media? They're just as fucked. Like,
well, he's far right mainstream media at this point.
But they're like, none of that's fake news. It's only bullshit. Like, you don't think Fox News does the same exact shit for their agenda? Like, they're all the fucking same is what I'm saying. So it's like, mainstream media, it's all fucking fake. No, you're only bitching about the other side that's against you. But you guys doctor shit up just as bad, and don't pretend you fucking don't.
Well, it's got to make it interesting. People, all they
okay,
care about.
So if they do it, it's just making it interesting. The
They're
other
not
side
looking to portray, the actual story. They just want ratings.
Yeah, but okay.
Exactly. I'm just saying both sides do this.
They do. You're right. I mean, he does.
That's all I'm saying.
Alex Jones himself said that he puts on a character and he plays devil's. He calls his devil's advocate.
Yeah.
He'll say that all the time. Oh, I was playing devil's advocate. Yeah. He's making a show. But I'll tell you one thing. He's doing news that nobody else cares to do, and it comes out to be true. You called him crazy when he fucking came out with the Bilderberg Group. But even before that, it was after that, it was Bilderberg Group. No one believed that there was a group of elites coming and meeting up in June and fucking hanging out a couple weeks or a couple days, and he released it. Now it's in the zeitgeist. It's true. These elite are going there. He came into Bohemian Grove, snuck in, which I think it's alleged. I don't actually think he did that shit, by the way.
Where'd the video come from, though?
We'll talk more about that on our Bohemian Grove episode coming next month.
Ooh, I'm
that's
excited.
Right. Bottom line here, man. Alex Jones I love Alex Jones. He's a local guy, and he did what we're doing, man. He started a radio show about news, and he's much more passionate about the tyranny happening, and he's got a show.
Well, not currently. He's all about what's happening currently.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? He didn't even really get his numbers till election time when he was behind Trump, and all those people that are for Trump The half of the people in the country, minus 3 million, are listening to him, and he's got a show. It's an awesome. I think he's a hero to me, man. He's a goddamn fucking hero.
When are you getting your iodine pills and your male enhancement?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the crazy thing. It's like he does make his money on these pills, coming by brain fart pills. But you know what? That's what we would do if we had merchandise. Wouldn't we be selling merchandise too? He happens to be selling things that are probably good for us. We don't know. It's better than buying fluoride and shit in your toothpaste. Who knows? He sells solar panels, and he sells batteries and tents and things for like camping. But he sells them as if there's the end of the world coming. You're gonna need to be supplied.
But isn't the end of the world coming at some point?
Yeah, that's why you should be
every
ready.
day we're one day closer.
He sells gold. He sells gold.
Does
coins
he sell
and
bitcoins?
Shit. I don't know if he sells bitcoins or anything. What does that say? Why didn't you think the mainstream? What did it say?
Define what you think mainstream media is.
Mainstream media is media that is televised on national
networks.
and public television. Now, mainstream media is not Alex Jones. Although he's got way more fucking listeners or viewers than a lot of news corporations do these days. But he's slowly becoming news. He's becoming the mainstream media. And he's not doing what mainstream media is doing to him. Obviously mainstream media they have their own agenda, dude.
Right.
I don't know about global warming or whatever, but they push it as if it's real. It could be real. I don't know. The jury's still out. They paid scientists to do studies for them. There's the opposite doing that. It's like, we have no fucking ideas. Everybody has their own goddamn agenda.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just, I always hear about it, but it seems the only fake news are the liberal sides. The left news stations are the ones that are always fake. But I don't know. I'm just like, both sides fucking do it. If you turn on MSNBC or Fox News or CNN, they all are going more for ratings than legitimacy. They all find the same story and will spin it their own certain way. You can watch the same story on all these, so let's just be open and honest about this and stop fucking saying it's the other side is the fake news. Each side is just as bad.
Okay.
But
that's all I'm trying to get across.
The people that
stop with they're the ones fucking up when your side is fucking up too.
The thing is that these bigger corporations, NBC, Fox, CBS,
and they're on both sides of the spectrum.
No, because they're owned by a bigger conglomerate, and you won't see news that has something bad to say about this person that works for the company that owns this. That's not fucking news. That's hiding the fact that someone in your company fucked some 8-year-old boy. It's like they hide this shit. But with InfoWars, which I guess you could say the same thing too. He hasn't really mentioned anything about the Chernobyl yogurt thing except the apology. He hasn't said. Yeah, you're right. Everybody that owns a news corporation, even us, I wouldn't put out a news story saying that
that's going to hurt your image. I mean, that just makes sense.
But that's the thing. There's a lot more people working for that mainstream media's news company or the whole network.
Right, they're all owned by somebody and are told to give news or stories in a certain light.
Yeah.
But they're going to take a story and they're going to spin it in a way that fits their agenda. That's what I'm saying. And whatever your agenda is, whichever side you lean towards is the way you're going to spin that story instead of just
which is why it's important when you actually read news, you should go through several sources and maybe read the same story from different outlets.
Exactly.
Right? Not just rely, solely on
or just listen
Fox
to BBC because they're not emotionally invested in our political.
Well, yeah. I mean, but you've got some people that would argue that BBC is, is a government front or whatever. But I mean, you can't go wrong with NPR.
I enjoy NPR, but I mean, I've heard arguments made that they do the same thing.
I mean, but I think if you go through and read articles from 3 or 4 different news sources, you'd be able to this is consistent in each article. These are different. And, I don't know which button it is, but do some research.
Right. Right.
That's what it comes down to.
I agree. All I'm saying is, I think mainstream, they're the big stations and the big newspapers.
They're all owned by 6 companies.
Right. So I was just trying to get the point across that both sides fucking do it.
Right.
Everybody is more concerned about their agenda and their sales and their numbers than the actual stories.
No, that makes sense.
Well, that's what's paying those guys.
I know.
Right. Yeah.
I know.
That's what I was telling you before.
Take it easy.
I just always fucking hear that it's like the Trumpkins, like, oh, the mainstream media, the fucking fake news, the fake news. Well, your side has fake news too. Like, that's all I'm getting across.
Where do you get your news from?
Dirty, rotten.
I like to look at different things. Also, I listen to the radio in Texas a lot, which means you have to search for something that's not extremely conservative.
Oh yeah. Tell me.
So
about it.
I get driving around Favor all day. I get a lot of conservative news there. But I do like NPR a lot. That's my main go-to if like I'm actually going. I don't know. I think, at least personally, I find that more legitimate reporting.
Yeah.
So I tend to go there.
I get
but
that.
I don't have cable, so I don't get to do CSNBC or
same here.
MSNBC
I
or
cut the
fucking
cord a
Fox
long
or
time
whatever.
ago.
Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I'll find a story. Like, I'll scroll through Twitter and see a story, and then I'll decide to go and Google and like look
kind
through
of back it up and look it up. Yeah, as what most people should do. But sadly, most of the population, they hear one story and that's it.
Well, yeah, if it fits what they believe, then they're gonna.
They don't want to challenge their current beliefs.
No,
or
because
anything.
there's confirmation bias.
Yeah,
and that's a real thing, and that we all have it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but anyways, fuck that. I don't want to keep going.
Either way, moving on.
I don't want to keep going with this story. Bottom line here, man. Alex Jones, thank you. We love you. I love you.
No, I don't.
Send me some iodine pills.
Fuck the iodine thing, dude. It's the fucking. It's the message.
Fuck the iodine thing.
Fuck, dude. Maybe. What do you know about iodine? What do you just going? He's selling iodine pills, and I'm not trying to attack you or anything, but like you think that he's like.
Kind of seemed like you were attacking.
Well, and that's why I had to stop and say that for a second. Yeah. But you know, what if iodine is really something that you can take that will make you do something? Or I don't fucking know. But maybe
I think you're confusing iodine with fluoride.
Okay. Okay.
That's another show. That's another show.
Let's move on.
Supposedly it prevents some sort of condition in your body, but you only need like a tiny amount of it, but whatever.
Get my iodine pills. They're at Infowars.com. All right, so hey, let's get on the lighter side of news here.
Yeah.
This isn't news, but this is actually something right up your alley, Nick. Singing.
Oh.
We like to sing, don't we? La! We sing all the time. There's something called polyphonic overtone singing. Have you ever heard of this?
Oh yeah, the multitonal singing.
Yes, you're able to make in polyphonic tuning in overtone singing. You're able to sing a note, but you're also able to make another note happen at the same time. This is crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it sounded like she was this woman. I'm about to play this clip. It sounds like she has it's almost whistling while she's singing. She's able to do scales. She's able to do scales with her. She's able to do scales with her normal voice, but then she's able to do the overtone singing to do just about anything else. It can go up while she's going down, down while she's going up. It's crazy overtone singing, and I'm going to play some overtone singing right now. Let's see if you can catch it. It's really cool, man. It's terrific,
I can also
believe
move
me.
the overtone and the fundamental in the opposite directions. That scale also works in major.
I'm not hearing the other one.
You're not hearing that whistle that's happening there? Yeah, so she's whistling at this. I don't know if it's whistling, but you hear there, do-do-do-do-do. Did you hear her do that? Like, do-do-do.
I could hear it warbling.
But you also hear that note that she's also constantly singing. So she's like, ooh, but that note keeps going, and that's her normal breathing voice. And then there's something like whistling happening with her lips and her teeth, where she's like, wee-doo-doo-wee-doo-doo-doo. And she's able to control her one voice and control the whistle at the same time. I'm assuming it's a whistle. There's no way you can physically make two sounds with your voice that you have right now while you're making that voice. Like if I went, how would you go? If you were whistling, you could. Cause there's sometimes you can like beatbox and make two noises at the same. You go.
Yeah, Roselle, man.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Yep.
So she's able to sustain one constant low note while simultaneously singing a high pitched scale. So that's what we were hearing, that high pitched scale. She's able to keep that low note, but she is not new to the craft. She has been studying throat singing since 2005 and is a classically trained singer who plays instruments like the harp, mandolin, piano, didgeridoo, and the
Didgeridoo.
Schwiegel.
Fuck yeah! I tried to
The
teach
what? The Schwiegel?
Schwiegel.
Schwiegel?
What is that?
Schwiegel?
The Schwiegel. The last word on that. The Schwiegel. That's what it says there.
I don't know.
I've
it
never
looks
heard.
like Schwegel.
I've never heard of that
Schwegel.
either.
All right, you guys.
I tried to teach myself didgeridoo once.
All right,
Really?
we got.
Well, for a while,
I got
had it for
one
the-
more story here. Nick, do you have a story?
No,
That's
I
it.
did my Dutch
All
oven.
right, here we go. He's like, I did that whole thing for the Dutch oven.
Yeah, that's all he wanted to do.
I just needed
Well,
a
here's
Dutch oven
some
joke.
really good news for the future, man.
Yay, the future.
The head transplant plant surgeon has severed and reconnected the spinal cords of 9 mice. Now, if you guys are following the news, which
they
I'm sure
blind?
you do, there are
Three sets of
it's,
three blind mice?
It's 3, yeah, 3 blind mice squared cubed.
Cubed.
Anyways, there is
We keep getting comments. But
there's a very
time.
there's a very sick man. His body is shit, but his head is perfect. It's got so what you want to do is use someone that's got a sick head but a nice body, and he wants to take the head off that, and you get the idea. He wants to put a healthy
Like a
head
head
on a healthy.
transplant.
He wants to do a head transplant. Now this is very controversial. How is that supposed to fucking happen? Well, there's baby steps that need to happen.
There's a Twilight Zone episode or Tales from the Crypt episode about that. No, the other one, Tales from the Crypt. Sorry, I said it
Yeah,
wrong.
other one with the creepy.
The Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
My pretty.
There you go. Well,
My precious.
let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Well, okay. So the neurosurgeon, he's an Italian man, and he's called Sergio Canavaro. He claims to have severed the spinal cords of a group of mice, then reattached them using a special solution he simply calls glue.
You couldn't get away with that here in the U.S., could you?
Well, no, because we have those stupid fucking laws and everything, and but he's going through the proper channels so that this can happen for us. One of these days you might want to get a better body. You might want to be put onto another body, and this is the future. This is what we all
It's
grew
really
up.
weird because your head, like your face, is still going to be old. You're going to have like a young, healthy
I
body.
didn't think about that. Can you imagine having like a 60, 70-year-old face, but like a 20-year-old
Right, because not only the
body?
wrinkles and the gray hair, but your ears and nose keep growing, so you're gonna have like the big old man ears and nose, and then like this 20-year-old chiseled body.
Could you imagine?
Again, back to the Tales from the Crypt episode. That's what happened.
Is that what
I'll have to
happened?
look that one up.
This old man was in love with this girl, and she obviously wasn't attracted to him, so he kept using his money to slowly like replace his body parts with this super young buff guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of it, he's like got this super young body, but no more money, and she ends up with who's now has the old body because he has fucking all this money now.
So, are people going to be more like brown bag special because of that? You just put
Probably,
a brown bag over their head and that's it. Just go and do your business.
Just think, you get to pick them. You get to go in and be like, okay, well, I need like Arnold Schwarzenegger arms and like you get to pick what you want.
I don't think that's. I mean, well, that's the future. Yes, that's
Custom bodies. That's not what we're doing right here. He just found someone who when you say bad head but healthy body, like they're in a coma or a vegetative state. The body transplant. I mean, the body part of this.
Well, there are different steps to doing this process, and he does explain it here. I'll give you some info on that in a second. But a paper published June 14th, Canavaro details how he and a team of surgeons severed, then reconnected the spinal cords of a group of mice using a type of plastic called polyethylene glycol, PEG. That's the glue he talks about there. Critics said that the transect spinal cord is unrecoverable and thus a human head transplant is impossible. So they said as soon as you fucking sever the spinal cord, you cannot do anything else with it. You could probably keep the head alive, which is fucking weird. Then you're just like Futurama up in here.
Yeah, right.
Right? So he's not released any details on how long the dog that he severed a dog's head and reattached it. He did not say how long the dog lived. But
he didn't try to reconnect them mouth to anus. Did
no,
he?
he's not.
Okay. No.
He's not evil here. He just wants to try to make someone's head work on someone's body.
Okay.
So in the most recent study, Canavaro describes severing the spinal cords of the mice and then applying a saline to the wound to stop the bleeding. So first, he keeping the severed head alive. In any transplant, the donor organ has to be kept alive until it can be placed into the recipient's body. So using the solution of cold salt water, they can preserve kidneys for 48 hours, livers for 24, and hearts for about 5 to 10 hours. Number 2, the immune system. A big issue after any transplant procedure is the reaction from the patient's body.
All right, rejecting.
Yes, absolutely. Typically, when when someone receives an organ, his or her immune system quickly detects substances called antigens on its cells. It knows it doesn't belong there, or it wasn't there before, and it investigates because, intelligent design, and such. Number 3, speed. And
what, like the drug?
Yeah, well, meth, baby.
Hey.
In a
I bet that would help.
Dude, at least to keep
the doctor or the patient?
At least for the doctor.
It would definitely speed up the surgery. I don't know,
I don't know.
It would probably be detrimental to the quality of it.
I don't know, dude. I've done some speed, and if you start doing something, you really get detailed. So he's probably gonna change shit up. It's like, oh, what if I move this vessel over here or something? Anyways, speed. In a 1970s experiment with monkeys, neurosurgeon Robert White suggested that in order for a head transplant to be successful, it had to be done under an hour to avoid irreversible damage to the animals. Canavero has also noted that he aims to maximize the efficiency of a transplant in people by removing both heads at the same time and keeping both bodies under total cardiac arrest. So I think eventually they're going to take 2 normal people that decided to donate my body to science. I'm going to be part of this experiment. They're going to cut their heads off at the same time and do a little switcheroo, man, and see what fucking happens. This is mad science that's happening right here. So, but the important part is they got to, number 4, fuse the spinal cords. So for a head to communicate and control a new body, the spinal cord and the brain must be seamlessly connected. To that end, Canavero's plan would involve placing the patient in a coma for up to a month to allow the spinal cords to fuse. So after you get your head placed on, he puts you in a medically induced coma so that everything can connect itself, because we heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the spaghetti, as he call it, that makes up the spinal cord would become gnarled or tangled, which is that's seems to make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You don't want someone to go
a month long in an induced coma.
I mean,
that's so that it doesn't get all fucked up, because if you start moving your head around, things are going to be fucked up.
Right.
If someone's laying there for a month, it takes effect, all the shit that he's been doing. So they have to try this on animals before they can do this on humans, because we humans, we got to make sure that it happens.
Los, I say you and I volunteer.
Fuck
and
that.
do it. You wouldn't.
Fuck
all right,
that.
Nick, you want to switch heads, switch bodies? No, you might change your mind.
You want this mustache on your body? Fuck that, dude. So animals trials.
I would trim it up. That would be my first step.
Fuck that. No, you're definitely not getting my head now. You can get the head of my cock in your mouth.
Whoa! Hey, it took us an hour and a half for a cocksucking joke, but I'm not the one with a dick broom for a mustache.
Shit. All right, continuing on. Animal trials. Before head transplantation is ever considered for trials in people, all these problems have to be addressed in animal, like I just fucking said, all right? Why did I read that? And such experiments would face many hurdles in getting approved, in the U.S. at least.
Oh, yeah.
Because it involves so much cruelty. Nevertheless, Canavero and his team appear to be moving ahead in other countries where the procedures are legal. He has said that he plans to replicate the latest mouse experiment in dogs in the coming months. So we live in a wonderful time right now in medical history, Science is really moving ahead. That's right.
I get it. Moving ahead.
Yeah.
That's right, you guys. And what else do I have? That's
I don't know, man. What do you got?
I thought I had some more. No, that's about it for our news today. I don't have any other clips to play. You guys, thank you so much for listening to our program. If you guys like our content, check us out on iTunes. We need all the iTunes likes that we can, all the subscriptions, and especially the ratings. We would really appreciate you guys. If you guys gave us a rating, 5 stars would be amazing.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook. Amazing.
Even 4 stars. We'll take 4 stars.
I'll take.
Just let us know where we can improve. Let us know.
4 is good, but 5 is amazing.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook. Search Emergency Exit Podcast. Join our secret group. It's hard to find it, but you'll get it, and we'll let you join. We're also on Twitter. Where are we? What's our name on Twitter, Nick?
MX Podcast.
EMEX Pod. That's right. We are always posting. There's lots of cool stuff to go. Is there anything else I'm missing, guys? Do you guys have anything to say?
We've got our live broadcast coming up next week.
Oh, yeah!
You're in the Austin area. Come out and see us, man.
If you
show
are,
us some support.
If you are
that we are actually people. You can come out and meet us, shake our hands. We I can't speak for these two guys, but we won't. I won't bite.
We
These
are
two
going to
might.
be doing a Brew World Order tour where we're going to be going to local breweries in our town, and there's a sleuth.
There's like 52 or something like that.
There's so much
Hey,
beer out
that's
here.
a whole year, one a week.
There we go.
Which is also why I like just using local beers for the Brew World Order, because it's Austin. I want to represent Austin.
Keep Austin weird.
We're going to start doing this tour thing. It's not going to happen every single week, but we're going to try it this week or next week. We're going to be back on July 6th. We're going to be live at Adalbert's Brewery. We're going to be doing the Brew World Order there with probably a Saison or something over there. They got great
some
beers
good
over
fucking
there.
beer over there.
Nikki's not going to be there, unfortunately.
I
He's going
will
to be an
be-
asshole in Wyoming.
Yeah, I think I'll be in Wyoming at that point.
But you know, we're if we don't have any guests, which I think we're gonna have a couple guests anyways, we're probably gonna do a kick-ass person there. We might do a tension and release. We'll see. It's gonna be exciting, you guys. Like I said, you guys have been listening to Emergency Exits. Guys, give me something. Is there anything else here? I feel like
I'm gonna be gone for a couple of weeks, so everybody's gonna have to learn to.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
We're going on a tour, man. We're going to be in.
We're going on a tour too, the Brew World Tour. Are you're not going to take part of that, or is this a separate tour?
This is a separate tour with TJ.
Oh, okay.
The TJ tour. We're going to be in Stanley, Idaho.
Idaho.
I'm trying to pull it up here. Stanley, Idaho. We're going to be in Helena, Montana, Livingston, Montana, Big Timber, Montana, Sheridan, Wyoming, and somewhere else in Wyoming. There's another one, but still needs to do some updating. So anyway, if any of our listeners happen to be in that area of the country, come out.
Yeah, holler at Nick. Ask for a fucking sticker. I know he's got them. He's hoarding them.
Yeah, he is.
He will
Actually, I only have 2 left.
Well, there you go. Limited supply.
Very limited edition.
We'll be having some more stickers in the future, guys. So we love you guys. We love that you guys are listening. San Francisco, I know you're listening. Fucking holler at us already. I need to know who in San Francisco is listening.
Right, give us a name.
There's
Even
also
if it's a made-up one, give yourself a
United
character.
Kingdom. You guys are listening too.
Yeah. We're international, guys.
So shit. So for Nick Ryder, Brandon Mitchell, I'm Los.
That's right.